This is going to be a rambly ass video on how I feel like I failed social life in high school and in college. I have said this so much. Socializing is a weird ass thing for me. I realize that a lot of things in my life have contributed to why I feel so awkward in public or why I feel like it's hard for me to be around other people sometimes. And I want to talk about some of those things today just to sort of reflect on them. So growing up and like middle school, I would say is when I would have had more chances to go hang out with my friends in school. My mom, love her to death. My mom was pretty strict on that. And I know it's because, and what she said a lot is things aren't like they used to be. And yes, the world is dangerous and there's dangers out there because of her like views on that or how she felt about that. It was very hard for me to ask, hey, this friend wants to go out to the movies. I want to go with them. Me asking to go out turned into an interrogation. Maybe not like a serious interrogation, like not like that, but she would ask me a lot of questions and it would just make me want to stop asking her if I could go hang out with people, or it would make me more hesitant because she would be like, oh, what friend is this? You haven't mentioned this friend, or what's their name, or are they a good, like, I don't know, person? Are they a good influence? Shit like that. Because of that, and because I was at this point on Instagram and heavily on social media, if I couldn't go out and hang out with my friends, I would see a lot of them hanging out with other people, just having a good time while I'm sitting in my room on my phone, doom scrolling, playing video games online with some other people, but I wasn't outside. I wasn't interacting with the real world or with people in real life. And I feel like all that time inside really just kind of fucked me up a little bit, especially with seeing people doing things that I wanted to do, but because I was too scared to ask, or it would take a lot for, I feel like, my mom to say I could go out, I just wouldn't ask anymore. And I would just kind of just deal with it. I would be very sad about it. I would hate seeing that my friends were out. Yeah, they were having a good time. I'm glad they were having a good time. It's like at the same time, damn, they asked me to go out and I told them that I couldn't go because yada, yada, yada. And now I just have to observe. I just have to spectate. Another thing I feel like is that I was isolated in a lot of different ways. Not in like, I was trapped in my house, like the door was locked, isolated, like forced isolation. What I mean is like, how do I explain this? It's like I was around the same people a lot growing up. For example, in middle school, I was in like, what do they call it? Advanced education, AP classes. I was in AP classes. And because I was in AP classes, a lot of my classes were with the exact same fucking people. Like some people I had a class with all the time, no matter if it was an A day or a B day or however it fucking worked in middle school. It's been so long. But I would be around the same people 24/7. I didn't have many opportunities to branch out and meet new people because I was so used to and comfortable with this like little secluded group. Even when I was in band, because I was in band, I am a band kid, the top band, I was in Symphonic 1, kind of like at the top, like I'm around the same people. Like a lot of those people who were in Symphonic 1 were also in AP classes. So it was like, I was like I said, I was around the same people a lot. And I also did early college, which was another way of being isolated because they had a whole separate area from the school that they built for us to be in, for all the early college students to be in. A good amount of my classes would be there, aside from like French class and did I have PE that weren't a part of that program or in that area. That would be the only time I would get outside of that bubble. So I was around the same people a lot. And my last 2 years of high school on a college campus doing my college courses for my associate's degree, I was farther away from all of these people that I could have socialized with, all of these people I could have met, all of these people that I maybe could have hung out with. And I feel like a lot of my friends who were not in that bubble with me or had left the program early on, they had more options. They had more opportunity to meet people and make their friend groups. And I feel like I could have had the opportunity too. I'm glad I did early college because it saved me a lot of money in the long run. And especially in university where they make you retake those classes for no fucking reason and for such a higher cost. So I'm glad I did it, but it contributed to why I just feel like I suck at socializing. And even in high school where I was getting a little older and you would think that my mom would let me go out more, I was still scared to ask her because it's like, I don't want to have that conversation, or she asked all these questions. And yes, I know she was trying to keep me safe. Bare minimum for your parents, right? I see why people say that parents should let their kids experience things, because if they don't, they're not going to want to, I don't know, branch out, go out into the world. Like, you're probably going to kind of instill this fear into them, I guess. In high school, I really did not have the best opportunities to really socialize and go out, especially go out. When I got into college, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do things differently. Like, I'm going to have I'm gonna be in all these clubs. Not that I wasn't in clubs in high school, but I'm gonna be in all these clubs and organizations, and I'm going to hang out with all these people. Like, I want to go to all these events. The plan tanked. In the 2.5 years that I was at my university, my social life did not get to the point where I wanted. I like having a busy schedule. What I wanted was, in between my classes, I wanted to be going out like multiple times a week, doing stuff, and maybe meet people that I can develop friend groups with or friendships with. They overwhelmed me a lot. I joined multiple clubs, but it felt weird. I feel like I'm not worthy of talking to these people, especially people who are already in their cliques, like in their little friend groups. It's hard when something is already established between other people, and it's hard for you to get your foot in there without making it seem like who's this person, like who the fuck is this trying to talk to us. That's how I see it in my head. I'm also an overthinker, which doesn't help, and something I've talked about in one of my videos I did like maybe, I don't know, a month or two ago, about not feeling like I fit in Black spaces as a Black person. I tried being in Black spaces. There were like 2 organizations at my university where a lot of the Black students would have events, and like really big events, which is funny because here the Black people come out at night. Which is, I'm just like, I don't see these niggas in the daytime. I only see them at night. God damn, like they just be hiding in daylight. Anyway, I tried going to those events and wanting to be around more Black people because I love my community. But because throughout my life, I've been told that I act white, or that I sound white, or it's been insinuated that I don't like the stereotypical Black things, or I don't style like a Black person, and I'm whitewashed, quote unquote. It made it harder for me to feel like I belonged there. It felt like I was automatically judged. It was really just like, I was scared to talk to people. And I wish I had more of the balls to just go up to someone and be like, hi, my name is yada, yada, yada. What's your name? And go from there. Some people have that luxury. Some people do that and their heart's pounding, but they still do it. I wish I had that fearlessness. I did go out at times, and I kind of drifted away from the clubs that I started going to because I just felt like it felt hard for me. I had anxiety. From wanting to socialize, trying to socialize, overthinking interactions, planning the interactions, not feeling like I belonged. I did have my little times where I went out with people, hung out with people, but it wasn't very fulfilling. High school and college weren't fulfilling in my social lives. And I feel like I'm in this place where it's even harder because I'm like a grown adult in the adult world. I hear it gets harder in your 30s and from then on out. So in a way, I don't want to say I'm hopeless, but it feels like I am, because it's like I had all that time where those experiences are prime for people as they're growing up and finding out who they are just didn't happen for me. And it sucks too, because I just feel like a homebody. I don't know if I'm actually a homebody, but I just feel like I don't go out enough. I'm just inside. I'm tired. I lay down. I just do whatever. I make my videos. I play video games. I might cook. I might sit outside and read and shit. Sometimes I wish it were different. But you can't turn back time. And once high school's over, there's no going back. And once, I mean, college can continue, but I feel like it depends on like how you're taking your classes. Because when I further my education for a master's, it's going to all be online. So I won't really have a chance to meet any more people. Let me know what you think about what I said. If you relate, maybe don't relate. How do you feel about your social life? How do you get yourself out there? You put yourself out there. How do you start new connections and friendships with people? Is it easy for you to do? Is it hard for you to do? Let me know in the comments. And until my next video, whatever I talk about.